really great opportunity.
Open session public meetings are subject to being videotaped. Your image and voice may be recorded. We'll start with minutes. I have the minutes from February 6th, open session, February 13th, executive session, February 21st, open session, February 27th, open session. Should I keep going? March 6th, open session, and March 6th, executive session. Did everybody have a chance to read all these?
If you guys did, you can go ahead. I didn't have a chance to read the ones that came in today because I just got back from Boston around 6:30, so.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
I have
Comments?
just one typo. I think it was on March 6th. Change Worcester Country retirement to Worcester County retirement.
Yes. Okay.
We live in Worcester country.
That was about the only thing I noticed.
Okay. All right. Do I have a vote? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we have two February 13th and March 13th that are still outstanding.
Right.
Reconsideration of the fire department brush burning permit fee. Well, I think it's too late to reconsider it because, for this year. I brought this up because I had people who were upset that they had to pay the $10 fee plus a $2.50 convenience fee on top of it.
That fee goes to Unibank. That's their charge for service. So that's what I found out today, that's what the $2.50 is for. That's
So
their charge
if
for
we
service.
change that fee to be $0, would they still have to pay $2.50? No. Okay.
Because they wouldn't be, Unibank wouldn't be processing
Not
a
processing
fee.
anything, correct.
You fixed the one thing where people were saying that when they went to go online, the town of Berlin
Yeah,
didn't
that-
show up, they had to use some other town.
That's been fixed, and if you go on to berlinpublicsafety.com, the new public safety website, we will have it right on the homepage because we want to make sure that everybody can find it easy. Right now, you go to resources, drop down to fire, not police, and when you click on fire, it comes up, and there's only 2 items right now, and one of them is the brush burning permits. But we will be putting probably a big red button or something on the front of the homepage, so all they have to do is go onto that. But berlinpublicsafety.com. Again, and anybody that doesn't have a computer, and we've had several people come in, and they come in during the weekday, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and we help them through it, guide them through it.
At
And,
dispatch. Well,
and
what
dis-
used to be
and Sharon
dispatch.
also the clerk will help as well.
So if somebody came in the door, they'd have to call on the phone to get you. Is that correct? If I came in at tomorrow, well, if I came in
10 o'clock,
at 10 o'clock,
you come right in, and Sharon would meet you.
Okay.
Right there. So, yeah, the administrative assistant's right there.
okay.
She'll help you, or one of our folks could help folks get through that process. Again,
They still have to pay
it's
with it.
change, but they have the ability to do it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can go online and get their permit. And where right now they're locked 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. It's the only time, so when they have to do it when there's somebody here.
And they have to use a credit card?
Correct. We don't take any
I
cash.
think they can use a check.
If they come in here, then yeah, they can use a check. Or you can use a check online.
If you use a
You-
check online, I think it's only 35 cents
Yeah.
fee.
Enter your check and routing number, and
Right.
Okay,
That was my understanding. I didn't do it, but
okay.
that was what I was told.
Now I forgot my other point of all this. Oh, well, all right. Easy come, easy go.
and again, if you want to talk about the fee for next year, this year would be too complicated.
Yes, I totally
But for
agree.
next year,
We
you can
couldn't
certainly
change
talk
it
about
right
It's
now.
up to you.
I would be in favor of going back to no charge,
Yeah,
actually,
I
for
would be in
next year.
favor of going back to 0 too.
Yeah, but you'll be
But I won't be
in your
here.
dotage.
Remember that?
Thank you. Well, there's no saying that you're gonna come back next year. You're gonna have to remember, if you want to change it, to tell the chief.
I'll bring it back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll remind you.
Okay,
I get a
okay.
lot more surprise. I don't like that. I'm sure you don't like surprises, so I'll make sure that you have time to contemplate it.
Okay, good.
Okay, so the people at home, they can come here between 8 and 4 if they want to do it in person, or they can go online
Do it anytime.
and do it anytime,
BerlinPublicSafety.com.
okay?
So berlinpublicsafety.com, click on resources.
Resources.
It drops down, there
Fire.
are 2 items, fire,
And please,
go
Hit
to
fire.
fire, click that,
And there you
drops
go.
down, there are 2 items, and this is one of them.
Well, it's actually a document, and in the document is
There's a
the
link.
link.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions?
No.
Nope.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, discussion regarding closure of the town offices for snow emergencies. So, one of the issues is that we should probably have some procedure in order to close the town offices. It kind of ends up being, we have control of the physical office, but the boards that are in here could come in. If they're elected boards and they still want to come in, they can come in.
Absolutely.
So I think that we should only have, say, emergency personnel coming in tomorrow. For the people that report to us.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay, so then,
There's no way for me to notify town employees of that other than telling the police chief that they are on, they know that they're on. So there's no way for me to notify other boards and committees other than sending out an email that at this hour, do you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
can do that, I will do that if you'd like me to do that.
yes.
Do you want the building to be physically locked so that only employees with a key can get into the building tomorrow? So it would be closed during the snow emergency to the public.
I think it,
These are the real considerations. And
No,
also, do you
I
want it
think
to
not.
If it's a
not-
state of emergency, though, and
Yep.
people are encouraged not to go out, I don't think it would be a big deal, but,
Well, there'd be no one, in theory, here
right.
while the building was open and the highway guys are out plowing.
Well, they pick up the phone and call Neshoba and they can buzz them in the door.
Right, do you want the door locked? And Tom's.
Unless you, well, all of the employees here have a key, do they not?
Correct, but do you want the doors locked to the public? Employees here have a fob to get into the door.
Well, the public has the phone there, they can pick up and get dispatch. I don't
So
know,
you
why
do-
else would you be, well, I'm just trying to think this through. Why else would you be coming into the building if there's nobody here?
Go to the bathroom. Get your mail.
Well, if
you're
you
not
get
an
your mail, then
employee-
you're an employee.
well, I mean, the treasurer doesn't report to us, town clerk doesn't report
Right.
to us,
They have a
They
fob.
all have
the tax
fobs.
collector don't report to us. No, but I'm saying that if they decide to be here and somebody wants to come in.
Okay. So we leave the door
I
locked?
think our decision is pretty simple. I think our decision is, those who report to us, which are the inspectors,
Accountant,
accountant, and Mary.
Police chief.
Well,
No, the
emergency.
public safety is different. I mean,
Okay.
non-public, you know, they do not need to come in. I mean, it's as simple as that.
okay,
That's the way it seems to me.
yeah. So we'll leave it at
Leanne
that.
knows herself, she already posted that it would be likely that the office would be closed tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep,
So the
Direct
office will
reports to
be
you in this
open.
building.
Right.
well, the library reports to the library board.
Trustees, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Does that mean, different issue, with pay?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
So when you choose to close the building, and that's how it's been in the past, the separate appointing authorities decide whether or not to compensate employees.
What we're saying is, people who report directly to us need not come in, won't affect their pay.
They can work from home if they can.
Okay. I'll send an email.
Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Oh, don't,
Otherwise, telling all departments, though, that selectmen appointed offices are closed. The building is gonna remain open.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't necessarily have a way to lock the building, even if you
No,
wanted to, it'd be the
no,
chief.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
okay, I have a bill here.
Police and fire are gonna be here coming and going all
Right.
the time, so.
Yeah. I have a bill here for the Mabel Marble Scholarship to give a check to Taylor Marie Ross.
Move to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And you get to sign it. We have an appointment for a ZBA member, James Royer, term to expire November of 2017.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And I have a second appointment for Pete Gemelli, his term to expire November of 2017. These are,
For an alternate
he would be an
member.
alternate. Do I hear a motion on that?
Move to approve.
Well, there wasn't a motion.
Oh,
That was their motion.
Oh,
move to approve.
okay. Second, all in favor?
Aye. Okey doke.
Are you saying no?
I'm not saying aye yet, so I'm waiting for you to call the other side.
Those who don't approve?
Nay.
I'll say nay too.
Alrighty.
So you can,
Inform the chair.
yeah, here, sign this one. Inform the chair.
Okay.
The zoning board of appeals has requested that town council attend their
You need a
April.
second signature on the warrant for the,
Oh, yeah. For their ZBA hearing for the proposed,
move to approve for the Cape
40B.
Berlin 40B.
Yep.
Move to approve.
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Conservation Commission, Seslick parking easement. So, this is the plan for the Seslick area, and
It's not here. I expected it to be delivered today, but it didn't arrive. So I kept
Okay.
it on the agenda to the last minute, but
all right, so this says like the Web Joe plan revision of this .2, I didn't quite understand this, .2 acre. Did you
Yeah.
read that?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to re-sign it.
Yep.
There you go. I don't think we need to re-vote, it's just,
Nope. Just an adjustment of the plan.
1870 Town Hall project. So the clerk of the works consulting position went into the central register. It's going to be published on March 15th. And it requires a 14-day posting time, so bidders have until Wednesday, March 29th to email their materials to the office.
Okay.
Amended construction start date. Is that still in?
Tom, would you have a concern with the, I guess Antonelli would not be starting August 1st.
April
April
1st.
I'm sorry, April 1st. Do you think that needs to
When is the proposed new date?
Mid-April, it says,
tentative?
Tom. The construction company. It's unlikely,
But they're not changing the substantial completion date.
No, right.
No, I don't have a concern with that. My own sense is that we may need a little extra time to get stuff out of the way, so, no, I don't
Okay.
have a.
and then there's a suggested pre-construction meeting
Mm-hmm.
sometime the week of April 4th through the 14th.
I could certainly attend that, particularly if we made it like a Tuesday or a Friday.
Okay, do you want to tell, so Pat Smith said that she would get this together, the meeting?
Dave was gonna work with Pat, but I never heard back. But Dave strongly suggests that happen.
Okay.
To get all interested parties in the room,
Mm-hmm.
even historical, because they have to secure some things out of the Great Hall and Memorial Hall, artwork, make sure it's out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And public safety.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's a good idea.
Keith, as the facility superintendent, Mead, procurement, a liaison.
I might suggest that it be later in that time period, because I would love to have the clerk of the works
Yeah, on board.
on board when we did that.
No.
So I would say if we could do it maybe Tuesday or Friday of the second of those weeks. And
So that would be the second week in April is the 11th, that Tuesday, or the 17th, if you want to look at that.
Mhm. No, the 11th or the 14th.
Okay.
I said
Oh,
Tuesday or
Thursday.
Friday.
Okay. Do you want to find out who's going to tell Pat or whoever's going to get this together?
Yeah, I will connect everybody by email.
Okay.
And then the clerk of the works, we had one submission today, so one so far of interest. That's all gonna come in on, by March 29th.
Yep.
I'm just gonna send them all over to 1870 to make a recommendation back. Is that how you wanna make a recommendation get a recommendation back on the clerk of the works?
Yes, I think that they should look at it
Sure.
along with the architect.
Okay.
Yep.
So you got a submission, but this said that it wasn't going to be in the central register until the 15th.
Right. I believe that is somebody who knows the architect.
Ah, okay. Okay, great.
And some others are already circulating it around because no harm, but it's already out there.
Okay, town council update. Victim statement?
I sent a draft of it to town council just today. The town council who was working on this was out last week, and I didn't have a chance to get to it until the weekend because it was a busy week, so I did it over the weekend and passed it along to them today. We ought to have something to vote on next week.
Okay.
I believe it's like the 4th of April is when we have to have it in, so we have no trouble with voting next week.
River Run Adventure Park lease.
We're going to be meeting sometime next week. Joel got back this week, but I'm not going to be in Boston Tuesday and Wednesday, so
Okay.
we'll meet next week.
Agenda that for next week or the week after?
Week after.
Okay.
Yeah, because it won't be
Yep.
before Monday evening.
Okay, the library, the Department of the DEP, communications regarding water septic issues.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get over and see them. I had a
Okay.
busy week.
Budget requests. Admin assistant salary, municipal building flagpole. Okay, so Chris and I went to a seminar last week that was actually part of the MMA, the Mass Municipal Association, but it was the personnel piece, and it was about marijuana. Oh, I forgot to bring those papers in.
Yeah, I actually think I,
Yes, not those papers.
Okay.
yeah,
wanted to be sure
not
we got
even
a
the, not even the
clarification from the
brownies
chair on that.
were.
You're lucky we didn't, Thomas. It gave us a whole list of things to look for in your employees to see if they're impaired.
Oh, dear.
But what came out of it for me was we really need to have someone in human resources.
Yes, and that's why I asked that it be on the agenda, just to see, is there something that we can do this year to get the ball rolling?
So Mary said we have a,
Cost center, it's 124 is what that had been, and that got zeroed out, I think, in 2005. It had climbed to $19,000 a year.
so I guess the question is, can we put someone into the FY18 budget who would be under the administrative assistant, but really be an HR person?
I mean, do we have a job description or anything?
Yes.
I think we'd have to
Well,
put one
not-
together.
Not necessarily with an HR bend, though.
Yeah.
I think we could modify it for an HR bend.
The scary thing about it was that we had a list of all the attendees at this conference that we went to, and Judy and I were the only one that were not HR. I mean,
But I
and
did,
it's all encompassing, the job.
it's not just marijuana.
I didn't think so. I mean, yeah, we've kicked this around, and you know, my own feeling is that, I mean, what is, for instance, does Boylston have somebody?
They have, but they have a town administrator.
Mm-hmm,
We don't.
yeah.
I think they also have 2 secretaries to the selectmen. I don't know what their exact titles are.
I can dig out the, we had Central Mass Regional Planning did a study to see if we could regionalize HR with the town of Boylston and the school system.
Right.
And she has job descriptions and stuff in there, but in
Yeah.
the end, it was decided that it was just too much, the job was too big to regionalize it with 3 entities. And the school system has someone who does payroll, kind of an HR,
Well, I don't think that they really care to be the HR person,
but that's kind
but
of
that's
who.
probably who does it when it's
So-
needed.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly felt that this is something we had to tackle in the next year. I noted that there was a study committee that was appointed for town administrator. And I certainly do, you know, I certainly do think that it should be, you know, tops on the agenda for next year. I didn't think we needed to, or that we were really prepared to do something at this, you know, late stage, but.
She's got
Well, I mean, even if we just had a plan, whether it goes into the budget, you know, when we would be, or how to go about doing this, I guess, for me.
Well, the budget starts July 1st. So
Right.
if you want somebody for next year, you need to put it in this budget.
Oh, yeah, no, I was saying it was something that we needed to consider in next year and next year's budget cycle. I
So
mean,
you're
if you
talking
guys.
FY 18, 19?
Yeah, for an installation for FY '19. Because I actually thought that what we were thinking was that, you know, we needed to consider at this point the idea of a town administrator, and of course that has, you know, a huge impact on the
Right.
decision as to whether we do this. And I thought we had, you know, one, there's a special article, you know, to appoint a study
Citizens
committee, and I
petition.
think too, we talked about the fact that next year we would look at the issue of a town administrator. And so that's where I thought we were with this, but.
It just became more
Apparent?
apparent by going to this conference, I guess. And I did also think that the budget, and when Scott and Buzz were here, I think that it's not extremely difficult this year, so I thought, well, maybe there's some way we could do it.
No, it isn't, I mean, in terms of absolute financial wherewithal, it's not too bad, but obviously because of the revaluation and the reallocation of taxes, I
Right.
don't know what the attitude on the town meeting floor is going to be. I'm not hugely opposed to this, it's just that I thought we had made a decision we were going to,
Right.
that we were going to
Well, I think we had.
do the town administrator thing as a project for next year, so.
Yeah.
I think that if it gets if town administrator study group gets voted, that'll take up FY 18. The problem is that there's probably gonna have to be some other changes that are done before you can get a town administrator. So one of the things that's on the warrant is to make the treasurer and the tax collector appointed, not elected, which is one of the things that are typically recommended when you're going to a town administrator
Mhm.
position. I'm not sure what other recommendations would be made, but all of that has to be voted at a town meeting, so
I agree.
I think it would probably be more likely 2 years before you could get a town administrator.
Yeah, you know, it seems to me that if we're going that route imminently, whether it's 1 year or 2 years, to, I mean, you know, if you wanted to put in some money for, to see if there was an HR consultant that could assist us through next year, I mean, I might be able to do that, but it doesn't seem fair to me or really worth the candle for us to post a job description, interview people, hire people, and
Right.
then drastically, you know, change the structure of things in ways that could make that person redundant if we had a town
Right.
administrator, so.
Well,
But I mean, if you want to put in, if you want to put in, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for HR consulting and advice or something like that in that, then I guess I'm not really opposed to that.
I don't know what that would get us.
I'm not sure either.
I mean, we could talk, yeah, I mean, we could go to MIAA or whatever and see if there are people who will do sort of ad hoc consulting the way, you know, lawyers give advice on other things. I don't know.
Or interim.
Or an interim.
One person I did talk to was our assessor, Molly,
Mm-hmm.
and she said I probably should have probed a little deeper when I was talking to her, because she said she may have someone in mind that we could talk to that wouldn't cost us any money, that might be able to help us a little bit. And
You mean a volunteer?
No, it wasn't a volunteer. It was like an agency, I think, or something. But I can ask that
Okay.
question of her.
Yeah, again, I'm fully on board that we need, you know, we need to add a professional layer to cover a number
Yeah.
of things at this point. You know, I don't know about doing this, and as I say, I'm not opposed to the idea of putting in, you know, between $5,000 and $10,000 in the budget to, you know, assist in consulting or, you know, or whatever. If we have particular issues that come up and need advice,
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to that, but I'd hesitate to get ahead of ourselves and hire
Right. I think
somebody and then be considering all this other restructuring.
Ideally, I think it'd be great if you could find someone who was a town administrator with HR.
Mhm.
I don't know that that's gonna happen, but, and that also isn't gonna happen for next year. So,
No, certainly
I
not
hear
for
what you-
fiscal year 8 yet,
Right.
not starting in June.
Right.
In July, rather, certainly not.
um,
The following July, maybe, if
Right.
we really get on it, but
so how is the citizens petition worded again?
It's worded to create a study group for a town administrator.
Okay. What if we were to amend it to also
You
include?
can't amend a citizen's petition.
Okay, not even on the town floor?
well, you can make various motions under that,
Mm.
and I'd have to really look at, what did you have in mind?
Just adding something about HR.
Well,
And then maybe, if there was the ability to put $5,000 aside in the budget somewhere, to go towards that
To
study.
go toward the study.
Towards either yeah, I think it probably should be a study.
Yeah, no, I think
Or to get
they want to
consultant.
appoint a study commission, yeah, so.
Well, they were gonna, I mean, the citizen's petition is going to appoint a group to study.
Right. But they're gonna be local volunteers, I assume, or,
Well, they don't have any money, so yeah.
right, and that's,
Well, you could put 5,000 under contracted services in here.
You
Yep.
can put it under personnel, which only has a $200 budget right now. If you think it goes there or selectmen.
I would say contracted services, because then if we were using a consultant for specific HR issues, it would cover that. If we decided we wanted to contract for services to support the study, we could pay it out of that as well.
Personnel or selectmen, either way.
Selectmen.
Yeah, selectmen. Contracted services. Because that gives us that gives us flexibility to do
to do either way.
either one, yeah.
Right. And who knows what will come up next year.
All right, do you want to take a vote?
I would move to add $5,000 to contracted services for the purposes of supporting, no, I'd just leave the motion at that.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
And then, as I say, it gives, as we said, it gives us some flexibility to spend it either
Right,
way, or
right.
both ways partly.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, I just want to know the reason. So it's for flexibility for contracted
$5,000
services.
to contracted services is the is the vote to record.
Well, so we're going to have to explain that to the FinCom.
We can give that to FinCom in a narrative, but
Right.
basically that was the vote.
Thank you.
Okay, the other one is the flagpole.
Yeah. Why don't I just meet with Keith? You know, I mean, I get, you know yourself from the experience of the Children's Church that, you know, lead paint is, you know, an issue, but it's not uranium, you know, and, you know, there are ways to deal with it, and, you know, it seems to me
Well,
that,
I think his question is, it's a wooden flagpole, so if you have to have it de-leaded, and,
up to a certain level, and if you scrape it, you have to, yeah, even at the Children's Church, you only
well,
have
at
to
the
have it-
children's church, we had to do it like up to the kids' height.
Right.
Oh, but we had to do the whole outside of the building
Hmm.
because of the paint chips. So this would be the entire pole,
Correct.
okay?
But capturing the lead chips, that, what it means is you have to capture the lead chips as you,
Well, you have to get a certified de-leader.
right, I understand,
Okay.
I understand.
I think his point is that, so if you de-lead it, you don't always get all the lead off it. So you might have to do it a second time. And it might be cheaper just to buy a new flagpole.
The last time, I've lived in this town since 1982, and,
And don't say it's never been done, because just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it
All I'm
shouldn't have
saying-
been done.
all I'm saying is it's not, you know, it's not something you have to paint every other year.
All right,
if it's
you
done
can,
right.
you
So let
can
me
talk to
him.
Keith
Let me
about
talk to
it.
him, okay?
Yep.
I mean, you know, if there were structural issues with it or anything like that, I'd say in a minute, let's do it. But if there are really no structural issues, and all we're talking about is repainting it, then I'd like to talk to him. You know?
Okay. Don't talk to him tomorrow.
I wasn't. He'll be
Or the day after.
He'll be right there piling up all the snow right
Could
there,
shout
so
at
I
him
can
as he
chat with
drives
him
by
at
your
that time.
house,
you know.
maybe.
And he hit your mailbox.
Yeah, right. I'll get my mailbox hit if I bother him tomorrow.
And
Okay.
finally, we have a request to film in a public way, the 1870 Town Hall sidewalk Woodward Avenue.
I would have no objection to that.
Neither would I.
I don't either. Okay?
So,
So make a
move-
motion?
I move to indicate our acceptance of the request to film in the public way, as
Second.
presented in the email.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I help you two?
Oh, I was just coming because it said the public hearing on for today for, I live on Whitney.
Oh, gosh,
So the
I wish I could've
polls-
grabbed you. They made a mistake.
Oh,
So it has to be re-advertised to everybody. National Grid did it when it should have been Verizon. National
Oh.
Grid didn't own that poll, so they're gonna be
oh.
redone.
All right. No.
Sorry
I was
about
like,
that.
I was looking at his agenda, I'm like, I don't think this is right.
It was right
No,
until they
sorry.
actually
No
take
problem,
it
I was
off.
just coming to
Sorry.
get more information. Not to worry, thanks a bunch. All right, take care then.
Yep.
Thank
You
you,
get-
thanks.
Did you get a notice as in a butter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You'll
right.
get another notice, and this one will
We'll
be
see
for
if I
real,
can-
yeah.
All
Sorry.
right, thanks a bunch.
Then you
Yeah.
can listen to me complain about double poles, which have gotten worse, not
Yeah,
better.
I know.
Double poles, half propped up poles. Okay. Is there anything else to come before the board?
Nope.
I just told you in an email, I believe, that we changed our negotiation date due
Yep.
to snow and
Did anybody want to? I never see anything in miscellaneous correspondence, which we have 43 items on. Planning board rescheduled their meeting. Planning board is going to meet with Dunkin' Donuts, if anyone cares, on March 28th. I don't know that there's anything else on here.
No, I mean, I looked at it. Okay,
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.